ready, bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, you know who it is. It's the big guy with the little show. And listen, I've got another special guest. He is an unbelievable musician, lead guitarist. He's doing some other things that we're going to talk about in some other music genres, which is dope. You see the dreads on this young man. You see the locks, man. He's doing things. Yeah. We toured together, and we had a great time. Now they were a lot wilder than me because I'm just a cornball. But they had a good time. So did I. But we had a great time touring together. So, ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Mr. Tomi Schrottner, ladies and gentlemen. Let me clap him up. Respect maximum.
Thank you so much, brother.
No, man. Thank you.
Much appreciated.
You're welcome, brother. You're welcome, most definitely. So the first question, I like to ask two questions to start it off. Get everybody comfortable. Where are you from?
Yeah, I'm from Hungary, south part of Hungary, city called Szexárd. Like sex hard.
Right.
Yeah, it's written different. Yeah. Anyway, I come from Hungary. And I moved to Budapest. I lived in Budapest for 10 years. And right now I'm living in Spain, South Spain, the southeast part of Spain.
Yeah.
The border of Gibraltar, the strip of Gibraltar where basically you see Africa in the other side. It's a beautiful environment here with palm trees and beaches and everything,
Awesome. So what's the best thing about being from Hungary, where you were born? What's the best thing about there?
Ooh, the best thing would be in Hungary, I guess, the food.
Yeah, I had some food. Food's pretty good.
Food is amazing over there, man. People know how to cook, It's also like a poor kind of country. Like people poor there, they don't have a lot of money, so they make out the best what they can make it from. So they're really good. They're really good in that. Really good. A lot of people told me they love Hungarian food. In fact, once we played with Korn, Korn.
Yeah.
Only once.
Right.
We were supporting Korn, and we had the chance to talk to Fieldy, and he also mentioned the same thing. Oh, I like Hungarian food. I like goulash,
The goulash was good, man, because I had it. Yes, indeed.
Everybody has a memorable food experience from Hungary, I guess.
Yeah, no doubt. So,
but it's a poor country. So
I got you, but it's all love. We all have those things somewhere around. So So what or who inspired you to play music? What made you want to play music?
Basically, I grown up with a father, with the parents. With my parents, they were like kind of hippies or rockers, I would say. But it was difficult times because Hungary was in those times. Hungary was a communist country. Communism was blocking everything from the West. You couldn't listen, you couldn't watch nothing that was coming from the West because they would call it like, the enemy or whatever. The Cold War and all that shit back in the days, in the 80s. I born in 78, so I grew up in the 80s as a kid.
Yeah.
We couldn't watch Western. We didn't see the culture of the West. We were always forced to see the Russian, because Russians took over after the Second World War, basically. So, what inspired me is my parents, because they were get their hands on some vinyls like Jimi Hendrix, Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, all the biggest all big bands. I grew up on rock music, and I remember that particular time when my father had the VHS tape of Woodstock, with Jimi Hendrix on.
Right.
And I couldn't believe how the man plays the guitar with closed eyes. He was high out of his mind, obviously. But as a kid, I was wondering, like, hey, Daddy, why is the guy playing with closed eyes and so professional and so, like, I couldn't believe how easy it seemed like to him to play the guitar. Right. And I remember that moment when I decided I'm going to be a guitar player at one point. I was probably 8 years old or something like that.
Yeah, man. Jimi Hendrix, that's a big influence. Yeah.
In the contrary, when I became a teenager, as you know the story, we talked about these kind of teenager stories that mine.
Right.
I'm not proud of it because yeah, I'm a Rasta now. I'm, you know, peace and love, and you know, I wish good for everybody on the planet. But back in those days, however, things changed, and I got bullied by certain kind of people, like we call gypsies in Hungary, whatever. So I've been beaten up, taking my money, my watch, then my bicycle. You know, it was a gradual kind of way to turn to extreme. So when I started playing music, it was with the skinhead thing, you know, that we talked about.
Yes.
So even though I was influenced by Jimi Hendrix.
Right.
But the circumstances that put me into decided to become a skinhead when I was 15 years old, a kid, you know. We wanted to be tough, you know, basically. You know, I'm not proud of it. That's what it was. And then the first musical experiences was with the skinhead band. I was playing guitar in the band, writing the songs. We've been practicing a lot, you know. That was like punk rock, you know, skinhead music, punk, 2-3 chords, you know, simple stuff.
Yeah.
And then in the neighborhood garages there, where we were rehearsing, there was a metal band playing. You know, we kept hearing them. You know, they were playing Sepultura, all the harder stuff. You know.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I don't want to go into deep stories. I'm going on sideways right now.
Are you good? You're good. No,
whatever happened. When I quit the skinhead movement around 21, 22 years old, I went to the other garages because they needed a guitar player, and I was already listening to the metal stuff, you know.
Right.
So I was like, I wanted to be there, and then we clicked just like that. So we started playing together, and then later Ectomorph came when we became their support bands, basically on tours. We were supporting Ectomorph 3 times in Hungary, 3 tours with my first metal band, which was called Warpath. You know, there was a German Warpath as well, but we were the Hungarian ones.
Okay.
So that was the first kind of experiences with the hard music, you know. That's how I get into it. Yeah, I don't. Yeah. So
it's all love. The fact that you remember you and I having that conversation. We sat down. We sat down at that table, and I didn't know if you remembered that or not. Because you know,
I remember, brother.
Yeah, there was a lot of smoke in there.
Although I was into very much into intoxication of all kinds, but I definitely remember that conversation.
No, I'm glad because you said it. I was going to ask you if you remembered, and you did, and you mentioned it first. And I'm going to tell you, when you say you were intoxicated, yeah, you guys, everybody but me, because I was like the only one that wasn't doing anything, because I don't do anything. But I was in there, and you just opened up, and we had one of the realest conversations. And I appreciate you having that conversation with me, man. It was love. It was
brother,
love.
Yes, brother. Much love and respect, you know, because you've been out, and you know, there are certain times when, you know, you find a person who have a good conversation with, and you confess stuff, and you know, that was just like one of those things.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
it was really good, really good. And I really enjoyed the tour with you guys, man. I had such a hell of a good time with you guys.
We had a great time. That was my first European tour, man. We had a great time.
You guys had you must have you're blessed, you know, coming over to you. And just like when I went over to the States first time, I was blessed the way, you know, by the scenery and food and stuff, you know. Also the weed.
Oh man, you was doing your thing, man. Hey, you just always had a certain vibe, man. And just, you know, watching you perform and do your thing, I just have respect for you because you're dope at it. You're great at playing guitar. And so I was gonna. You answered so many questions I was going to ask you, man, and it's just love, man. We just going to keep rolling. So how did you finally get with Ectomorph?
Oh, damn, this is the hardest story, and this might be stretched a little long, but I don't want to go into detail.
No, go ahead, because if we got just.
But look, a lot of people are curious about the story, and a lot of people probably heard his way, Zoli's side, all right? And I just want to clear stuff, because when 3 people leaves one person, that must mean something, brother.
Right.
You know what I mean? I consider ourselves like brothers. You know, we were we were going through a lot of shit. I was in a band for 17 years, bro.
Right.
And
Right.
once I quit in somewhere around 12 years, I guess, 11 years or 12 years, quit. Or we had a serious arguments. Okay, that was my fault. I was on drugs, whatever. I missed an airplane. So, you know, kind of a shitty thing. Yeah? I'm not proud of it. I tell you everything as it was, and I'm not turning it into a shiny story. What you know, whatever. I'm straight up motherfucker. I'm talking like one. So on that day, yeah, I missed an airplane. Okay, so then he called me up and we had a massive argument on the phone, and then I said to him, all right, then I don't even come out, man. I already had my other flight ticket for the next day, which I didn't miss the show with because the show was a week later. We would have rehearsing for an acoustic show. And then I missed 1 day of rehearsing, basically. So I didn't feel it too serious. You know what I mean?
I got you.
But, you know, things been said on the phone, and I was like, all right, fuck it. Then I don't go. I'm not going in. And then that's how I was quit. And then in that time, I had serious problems with the amphetamines, of course. I confess, whatever. So back then, I was out from the band for 1 year. And in that 1 year, I quit the drugs. I quit amphetamine. But I was like a daily user, like a junkie. Like I was doing my thing. I was doing the band, everything. But then, you know, start to missing airplanes, and you losing control like hard. Like, you know, I mean, that shit happened. So I seen from all my environment that I had to quit that thing. So it took like a half year of horrible recovery, a horrible time of a half year. Then when I started becoming myself or something again, you know, and then somehow out of the blue he called me back. Like, if I want to join the band again, and if I'm off drugs, I'm like, hell yeah, I want to join the band and I'm off drugs too. So I went back, and another 5 years passed by. In those 5 years, already things were not the same, of course, because he also been disappointed. I understand his side, you know. I'm an empathy dude. Still, I think I understand his point of view too. So then he decided to not having the money cut into 4 like how we used to. It's just come down to that simple thing. And then he's been doing the managing and everything. So we accepted that his cut is bigger. Okay, so he went on for 5 more years, whatever. But the last 1 year was going really low for the band. I don't know. Things were going down, you know. He's been cutting up connections with certain promoters who were very necessary for festivals and bookings and stuff, you know. So we were losing shows, whatever, losing money too. Everything was going less and less. And then the last time when we went on a tour in the United States with Dead Horse Trauma, big up those guys, man. Big up Dead Horse Trauma. Those guys took our ass out to the USA, you know, and then, you know, we had a really good time, but as you know, we were small in the United States, so we wouldn't earn any money. We had to make money on merchandise. We all invested certain amount of money, which I don't want to talk about details.
All up.
We all invested money into T-shirts, hoodies, whatever, you know, merchandise. And we had the deal that everything comes in from that. We split it for us because we don't have paid for the shows. So, and then Christmas was coming, so we needed money, you know what I mean? You know how it is, you don't have a job, you can't work because you're touring so much. Basically, on the half of the tour, he decided to change the agreement and the deal what we had before the tour, which is kind of, you know, fucked up. I mean, we 4 of us had an agreement and a deal to stick to, and then he decided to change it and not to keep the money, but saying that we have to pay the record label for the flight tickets and whatnot. But that was also separated because they sent us CDs and DVDs for sale, and then what comes in from those, they would need it in exchange for the flight ticket. The T-shirts and the hoodies would be ours. Basically, it came down to we felt like being fucked over. We tried to argue the issue. We tried to fucking bring our deal back how it was.
Mm-hmm.
He wouldn't do it. Instead of, he bought a fucking Mesa Boogie amplifier in the middle of the tour while we were eating $5 menus, brother. Man, what the fuck is it? I don't want to talk shit about him still, but I'm getting wired up again. So look, he's still, oh my God. So he expects us to swallow that shit, you know, and go and keep. So we did the tour, but all three of us were fed up. All three of us. We didn't like the deal that is changing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It just came down that straight. We felt fucked over. We felt like being abused, and he want to send us home for Christmas without a fucking cent. Man, come on. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I might have gone maybe a bit deep now, but a lot of people were asking what happened, and I want the people know what really happened. We didn't fuck him over. We didn't.
Right.
We wanted to stick to the agreement, which happens between men. You know.
Yeah.
A deal is a deal. What the fuck? Why you change it? You know. So
it was the business. it was the business. You guys are brothers, and you've known each other for so long.
We were fucking brothers. I considered him my brother, and then you know, it was a big disappointment. Trust me, man. When we quit the band, when I quit the band, I was so depressed, like quitting a relationship or something, or more. You know, like you've been doing this. You dedicated your free time, your power, your energy, your will, your everything. You dedicated to this thing,
right?
Only to be abused and get fucked over or something. You know, that's not gonna do it, man.
No, I feel you, and you guys were great together, man. Listen, you saying what you just said it answers a whole lot of things and a few of the other questions about you coming back and you leaving and then coming back, and you've answered all those things. I don't even have to ask them, and I thank you for being, you know, speaking your mind and speaking your piece. You can speak your mind and speak your piece, and you know, I've tried to get Zoli on the show. You know, I'm cool with Zoli. You know, I mean, it's like we were so cool. And we are cool, but you know, and I hope he comes on. But man, listen, I understand, because that business, the music business, is always something. It's something else. It really is.
And so that's hard because you spend so much time on the road and stuff. Yeah. You don't really can have a job, right?
Right.
So you have to have the income made out from this kind of thing, and it doesn't mean that you do it for the money, because some people say, "Oh, you do it for the money and whatnot," but they don't realize the dedication before we started earning money, how much money we invested inside to get there, you know.
You still gotta live your life. You still you got bills to pay and stuff like that. So man, listen,
you have to rent. You gotta rent your place, pay, and you know it's crazy, you know. So music business is kind of hard to make a living out of it. We 100%. Were trying. Actually, I was not working for 10 years or so.
Wow.
But I had to do my little side things next to it. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And listen, I hear you, man. Listen, and once again, I don't want to bring up old stuff that, you know, it really,
but this is what we're here for, bro.
Yeah, no. Because it's all love, man. Anytime that you come around me, man, I'm about positivity. I'm about love. You know, that's where I want to always be. And so you can always come to speak your piece here without any words. You know, it's all love, man. And I want your story. And I think that what you're saying, a lot of people want to know and to hear that. They really do. So you're just being honest, man. There's nothing wrong with that. And I invite Zoli to come in here and be as honest as he wants to be also. But, you know, we being, you know, artists and in the business, we understand when we really learn. Yeah, we love the music, but that the business is always something really serious. And business is something in this music industry is really serious. So, but now I'm going to say this. So we going to move on, man. We're going to move on to the HPS 222. Let's talk about that, man. Tell me about this.
Okay. HPS is the name of my new project. It's my own music production. I'm producing drum and bass tracks.
Drum and bass,
It's like it's a genre called drum and bass. It's 176, 178 BPM hard electronic music, you know? which I was always my passion next to the metal. I always loved metal, and I always loved the harder, darker side of drum and bass, or harder electronic music, you know. So I started producing these tracks while I was in Ectomorf, you know, on the side, just for as a hobby. And as I told you, that I was deep into amphetamines, so I couldn't sleep often. That's what I was doing. I'm producing tracks. My girlfriend is sleeping, and our headphone is on, and I'm fucking making tracks, you know. And I would be going fucking crazy, brother. Sometimes I wouldn't sleep for a week and shit, you know. Oh, man, crazy stuff. I was meeting entities and shit. I don't know if anybody curious of that crap, but man, I was complete loco, bro. I swear. So that's how I started making this, being curious how to produce electronic music, you know, on a computer, which is a very difficult process. Anybody thinks it's easy because it's going to do it itself. No. You have to have the ideas. You have to have everything inside.
Yes.
Basically, you have to make it into an audible sound. You know? So if you don't have nothing in your head, the computer don't do it for you. So it's like, it's not doing it. And then I know people in the live music industry, like rock music, metal music, they look down on DJs and electronic music producers because they say it's not music, because it's not 4 or 5 people come together. But imagine that I make the beats, I make drums, I make the bass, I make all the little sounds and synthesizers, and on top everything, I make the mixing, the mastering, which is the most difficult part of it.
Yes, sir.
It took years to learn to the level that I am right now, and I'm still learning. Still learning, and that's much better than, you know, wasting my life on drugs and party all the time. Okay, I'm still doing my smokes and my drinks, whatever. That's it. But you know, I cut down hard on that lifestyle that I was doing. I was, man, I was I was a mess. I have to say.
But the fact that
on the stage. On stage, I was jumping, headbanging, playing guitar accurate in the same time.
You were functional, man.
My skill.
Yeah, you were great at what you were doing, man.
Not like when I was not like a Van Halen, I couldn't play very fast and shit. But those simple grooves and shit, we would deliver like bang, you know, at one time.
100%. And you know the song that
those videos. Sorry.
No, you good.
If you look back those videos from the time when we were playing, you know, sometimes you see some messed up shows, but most of them are really like, bam, bam, you know, they on time, like they sound like, you know, how it's supposed to be. We were spent so much time on touring and playing shows on stage that we had this chemistry.
Yes, you did.
Which you cannot make just like with new members and again expecting the same result. I don't think it's just gonna happen. Maybe it happens sometimes, you know, sometimes with some other bands, but changing 3 person in one band.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yes.
That's an enormous change, you know. So that's what I think that.
Because when
now they totally changed the whole concept of the band. Now it looks like he wants to be like Metallica or something, you know, something. I think he's also been. He also changed his ways. Like I don't play guitars lately, you know. Sometimes I do, but I'm curious about this electronic shit. How can I progress and how, you know?
Well, I was going to ask you that, you know, being that, you know, you're into what you're doing now, and it is totally different. And I like to let people know that I'm not a genre snob. There's no genre snobbing here. I want everybody from all walks of life, from all genres of music on my show. And that's no disrespect to rock and rollers, metals, or hip hop, or whatever. I want everybody because music is universal, and it's a beautiful thing, and it's the best time machine in the world. I love music, and I love music of all kinds and all genres. And and listen, everybody has their right to say, "Oh, I only listen to this. I only listen." That's fine. But what I want to do is to do my best to educate people and bring people along to let them know, because you just said it. You just like, if you think that it's just real easy to do this, nah, it's not just easy. And the thing is that go out there and make a hit. Make something that everybody wants to, because the drum and bass, the dance, the EDM, the electronic genre is amazing, and it draws people like crazy. And there's a reason for that, because people like to have a good time. People like to have a good time, and people like to dance and just have fun. And you can do that in all genres, but that is something specific. So do you miss playing guitar?
Well, sometimes I feel like I miss playing guitar, and I actually wrote 2 grindcore songs. But they are in a demo state, and I didn't go nowhere with it because I didn't find a drummer who likes to play blast beats.
Gotcha.
Because the other thing that when I was in metal, I was always I always loved grindcore, Napalm Death, Dead Riser, Brutal Truth, Nazum, all these older bands that they would play blast beats with kind of like a punk attitude. I always devoted myself to that. I always wanted to have a band like that.
Yeah.
And then basically I wrote 2 tracks, which is just on my computer.
Yeah.
I might continue it one day. I'm just having kind of a little bit like a break. I'm enjoying what I'm experiencing with the electronic music. So far I had only 1 DJ performance, which went really well. I played some of my tracks alongside with my favorite tracks. And people were stuck in when I played my own tracks, so it means that they're good. It's good.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward for some more bookings. But it's not easy. I'm living right now in South Spain, where the drum and bass is not well known. It's flamenco and reggaeton.
Right.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
But another thing, I would like to shout out to my artist, Marcus Arnold, who did that great.
Oh yeah. That is dope. Hey, that's dope.
He made the artwork for my latest EP 222. Anyway, anybody check out HBS 222 on Bandcamp, because right now I don't have a record label. Also check out HBS 333, which released by Ignored Records. Big up Ignored Records. Okay. You can find it on Spotify and iTunes. That's my previous EP. That's 4 tracks.
Yeah. No doubt.
And right now I'm working alongside with an MC, a dude called MC Lays. Big up MC Lays too. We recorded 1 track, which is going on this 176 BPM crazy drum and bass sound, and he's rapping over it fast, like
awesome.
like old school drum and bass rapping style. Yeah. I know you are into rap, and I know you know about MCing and all that. Yeah. You are a master of it. You are the absolute best, Yeah. And I know your son is into it. No, your son works.
He definitely is.
Yes, I know. So I'm gonna send you the track to check it out. And you know what's the best? It's been played on Cool FM Radio London. In London they played that track on Cool FM Radio because Lays is friends with the dude who's running the show, DJ Riles, and they liked the track. They rewind it and started again, man. Awesome. I got the recordings, man. And you know what's the weirdest? The radio show was on the 6th of the 6th month of 2022. 222 is 6.
And that's awesome. It's a sign. It's a sign, man. It's a sign, man. It's a sign. All right, so listen here. I want to ask you one more thing.
Yes, bro.
What is the most important thing to you right now?
Ooh. Oh, this is an unexpected question. Most important thing. The most important thing for me right now is my and my loved ones' health. Like to be everybody healthy who I love and myself too. I think there's nothing more important than that, that when you're healthy, most people don't appreciate when they're healthy, but when they get sick or someone die, I had a thing that I lost 2 of my important friends in about 1 year or so. So you don't appreciate it until you have it, but when you lose your health or you lose your life, you more look into like why I didn't spend more time with the person or something.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, that's the most important thing.
Well, look, man.
And also the most important thing is love. Show love everybody, because I'm a hot-headed dude, man. I'm not a very good. Sometimes I flip,
We all do. We all do. Yes, indeed.
It's like a hard work to me, the anger. Of course, since the drugs are not present, there's less anger, less imbalance. You know what I mean? But you know, still I'm a flipping dude.
Well, Tommy, I'm gonna tell you, man. When this airs, you are probably gonna reach more people than you thought you have, and it's gonna help somebody out, man, to see your journey and the things that you've gone through, because we all have a story and we all go through things. And so, man, it's big up to you, man. Respect maximum. You're doing your thing. You're handling your business. You're good to go. Continue success in all that you do. And one more time, let everybody know where they can find your music and where they can reach you.
All right, man. My latest EP is called HPS 222, and it's on Bandcamp right now. You can find it on Bandcamp, and support my music and me, please, if you like it. If you don't, just listen to it or keep listening to it. I'm gonna, you know, I'm not that much a computer guy. I've always been like a street kid or something, you know. But I forced myself to this computer thing to learn how to make music, how to produce music, and I have to be into this internet thing. I'm gonna launch my YouTube channel too. And I'm going to upload all the tracks and everything there. And so it's going to be also. And also my SoundCloud, HPS. But there's 3 other ones, which I couldn't access. I made it and I forgot the password, for fuck's sake. It's crazy.
It's all love, though, man. It's all love.
I want to big up Lord Nelson, brother. Thank you for having me, man. I want to big up Ignored Records for releasing my previous EP. Big up MC Lays. Big up Marcus Arnold. Big up everybody who support and love me and music. And I love you all. And brother, thank you for the interview. Means a lot to me, you know.
And I'm definitely, man, I spent a whole good month with you, buses running all across Europe, man. It was a great time. It was a great time. It was my first time in Europe, and it was a great time, and I appreciate you, man. And I was thankful. I'm thankful and I'm grateful for the time that I had, because I really had a ball. I watched a lot, and I just saw a lot of things, but it was amazing, man. It really was. It really was. And Amsterdam was great. Paradiso. Anyway, because after that, you know, I went. Anyway, I'll start. I don't want to start talking too much. I'll start talking too much. But once again, I am definitely honored to have you. Thank you once again for being here, my brother. Respect to you always, and you can always come on here and talk. If you just want to talk, just let me know. We'll get on here and we'll just talk about whatever. It's all love, man.
Yes, my brother. Much respect and love, brother.
Yes, indeed.
And everybody out there.
Yes, sir. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, this is Live and Loud with the Lord. Nelson, that is, with the unbelievable talent, Mr. Tomi Schrottner, man. Thank you so much, sir. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Much respect.
Yes, all right, man. Be good.
Peace.
Peace.
They don't know I'm gonna juggle on my mind. They don't know I'm gonna juggle on my brain. But the haze of BGS is trying to play. Hey, jeez. Try to get rowdy. It's time for to get me down. Ready for the hardcore sound. Okay, yeah. This time for to get me down, but I get back up to the superstition. Come on, come in the businessman. So fuck your stupid opinion. But it's gonna hate on me, but I'm too damn close to a take position. Coronavirus cross got me self-employed. Yo, this time for to get me down, but I get back up to the superstition. Come on, company, I'm a businessman. So fuck your stupid opinion. But it's gonna hate on me, but I'm too damn close to a take position. Coronavirus cross got me self-employed. That fucking assistant. I went for the hardest time. My life came out with money and wisdom. I can never lose like them. Got too much heart, too much ambition. And I don't waste time hating. I'm doing it, trading, choosing living. If I want it, I'll make it happen. This is real life, I don't do wishing. You can rap it through languages, so don't act like your competition. It says that needed help, I'll wait for the gym, so I do repetitions. Boys in the fight, I run my survivor. That's why me and them man never different. It might be a lonely path, I follow my heart and my intuition. I live in my life, ain't nobody gonna bring me down. Me and the spirit, my thing, keep on getting the views of power. I'm looking down, they're cold from Macabone. I'm doing way better now, they fucking around and hiding down. I'm a lion, I'm back in the crowd. It's like when I get me down, but I get back up from true resistance. In my own company, I'm a businessman, so fuck your stupid opinions. But it's when they hate on me, but I'm too left, so I'm a case of system. We're on the by the cross, they're self-employed, I'm fucking the system. I went for the hardest time, my life came out with money and wisdom. I can never lose that end, got too much heart, too much ambition. And there's no waste I'm hating, I'm proving the training, proving the living. If I will it, I'll make it happen, this is real life and I'll do wishing. You can rap in two languages, so don't act like your competition. Instead I needed help, so I went to the gym and started doing repetitions. I was in a fight, I run my survivor, that's why me and that man are the difference. Might be a lonely bar, but follow my heart and my intuition. I live on my life, ain't nobody gonna bring my down, down, down. Reach the ground sound. Yes, yes, HPS, roll to, your time, mate. And we're mixing the old school material with the new material. You know we're bad and brutal, Daisy Man MC, I'm bad and brutal, DJ Eddie Head, we're bad and brutal, yo selector, pull us up, reload them motherfuckers.
Welcome to the night. You think you know Night Demon? Then the Night Demon Heavy Metal Podcast is for you. Step into the darkness as we peel back the curtain to give you an unprecedented, all-access look into the mind and the heart of the demon. We're talking band history, song analysis, studio anecdotes, stories from the road. It's everything a diehard Night Demon fan could want and more. This is the only place to learn the inside scoop, the deep dive trivia, the untold tales from the band members themselves and those closest to the Night Demon story. Need more? The Sacred Night Demon Crypt will be pried open to reveal demo recordings that have never before seen the light of day, all with in-depth commentary by the band and the people who were there for the writing and recording process. This is a gold mine, a treasure trove of all things Night Demon. Head over to nightdemon.net or wherever you listen to podcasts.